So I was scrolling through TikTok, or as I call it, fatherless women and the mentally challenged, because that's basically what 80% of it is. And I came across a podcast type video where a guy was describing what theoretical ballers are. And I think it's almost a perfect description of not just Anthony Martial, but a number of different players who have failed to reach the expectations that many had for them in their late teens, early 20s. But what exactly is a theoretical baller? But before I go any further, let me tell you about why I think the OneFootball app is the best football app for every football fan, particularly over this World Cup. As not only do they have all the latest transfer news, articles, videos and stats that they usually have, but for the World Cup they've also got match reports on all of the World Cup games, as well as a post-match piece on the man of the match of each game, alongside a live ticker with key information to keep you up to date with everything that's happening, including the lineups and substitutions, and they now have a head-to-head feature that shows you past results from the previous 5 years between each of the two sides. So the OneFootball app really is your one-stop shop for everything football over the World Cup. If you want to help support the channel, a link will be left in the description and comment section below for you to download after this video. Well, as was described in this video, which I can't seem to find again as it's lost to the TikTok gods, a theoretical baller is a player who on paper, when described by their attributes, highlights and aesthetic, seem like they could be one of the best players in the world. A great example of someone like this is Hatem Ben Arfa, who on his day, at his peak, was someone who theoretically had the potential to rival Neymar, Ozil and be one of the best attacking midfielders in the world, but in reality, over the course of a long period of games, he was never anywhere near that level. Now I do think that Ben Arfa is an extreme case, but I think the same can be applied to Anthony Martial as well. Martial on paper, particularly when he first joined Manchester United from Monaco back in 2015 for around £40 million. But even now really, he was and is a player in the mode of someone like Thierry Henry, a slick, quick, elegant and technically gifted forward who plays as a centre forward but really is a hybrid between a forward and a winger, capable of dropping off and linking the play with his back to goal, but also being able to spin out to the left channel and take on defenders, moving inside on his right to get into shooting positions. He has the ball control to play in congested areas with intricate one-touch interplay around the box, and when his side do get into the box, he has that ice-cold killer instinct and composure that world-class forwards seem to have in abundance. Now from that description, I think most people, particularly Manchester United fans, would say that is an accurate description of not just a young Anthony Martial, but even a 2022 Anthony Martial, and many would agree that at this point in his career at 27 years old, he should be one of the best forwards in the world, easily getting between 20 and 30 goals a season, and being on the same level as strikers like Lautaro Martinez, Dusan Vlahovic and Victor Osimhen. But Martial isn't, not even close, and at the moment, despite of what you think of his technical ability and even how good he could be, he's not even been able to nail down that spot as United's starting centre forward, and he also failed to impress at Sevilla whilst on loan as well. And if you look back at Martial's career, you really are just going off the end of the 2019-2020 season when both him and Rashford looked like they were about to kick on and become world-class forwards. Van Gaal's last season in 2015-2016 and dribs and drabs throughout the last 2 seasons as well. He really hasn't had a full season where he's performed to a top level standard, consistently without interruption. It's always been interrupted by a dip in form, falling out of favour with the manager, or most prominently at the moment, injury. And now at the age of 27, he is in danger of that being the legacy of his career. A what-if player, a theoretical baller, a player who on paper should have been one of the best in the world, but someone who's become a fantastic example of pure talent not being enough to make it to the top. I think right now he's got till the end of the season at Manchester United. Even if United do sign a forward in January, it most likely isn't going to be a top level first choice striker, so Martial should still have a lot of game time over the second half of the season. If he still can't nail down that centre forward starting spot, then he has to leave. His contract expires in 2024, but even then he's at the stage of his career where he can't even waste one more season. Most likely he's going to be allowed to leave in the summer, even on a reduced fee or between 15 to 20 million pounds, or maybe even allowed to go on loan to get his wages off of the books. And if I was Martial's agent, I'd be telling him that he has to be leaving England. He could go to Palace, Villa or West Ham, but given his age, I think to be honest, even if he did score say between 12 and 15 Premier League goals, he ain't going to be getting that big move because of his age. He'll be 28, 29 at that time, and so I think his best bet is going abroad. I think Napoli would be perfect if Osimhen was to leave. It's a Champions League club who are going to be challenging for domestic titles, and Martial would go down as a club icon if he could win a Scudetto with Napoli. I also think think somewhere like Atletico Madrid could be a good place for Martial. Diego Simeone's football is always a downside for attacking players in my opinion, but a club the size of Atletico is where I'd like to see Martial next. Let me know what you think of Anthony Martial in the comment section below. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and click the bell so you get notified when my videos do come out. I've also left some videos that I think you may also like linked in the description below and in the eye above, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more content as well.